Hello, everyone. My name is Kevin Gray, and welcome to the Visiting Nurse Association of Northern New Jersey's 24th annual Lighting the Way, Brightening the Day Gala. We're thrilled to have you here today as we share some of the incredible achievements our VNA team is doing every single day. We hope these stories lift your spirits and inspire you to help us with our much-needed fundraising efforts. So, let me tell you what's in store for you this evening. You'll learn about the VNA, our successes, our challenges, and the impact of our care and how you can help. Later on, I'll be describing exactly how certain donation levels can impact VNA staff, clients, and their families. In addition, we'll be announcing this year's Anna B. Hillock Community Service and Caroline J. Caldwell Corporate Founder honorees. By the way, as you watch this video, we're going to see a web link posted where you'll be able to donate and bid on some incredible auction items. So please, at any time, pause this video, check out the donation site, and we'll see you right back here when you're finished. And FYI, you can bid on the auction items up till 10 o'clock tonight, and you can donate at any time. So, from our homes to yours, join us as we virtually celebrate and support the incredible work the Visiting Nurse Association of Northern New Jersey has been doing for over 123 years. To kick off our program, I'd like to introduce Faith Scott, VNA's President and CEO, as she talks about how the VNA staff has been helping people remain in their homes and live independent lives. Ladies and gentlemen, Faith Scott.
A lot of people don't really know what the VNA does. We're a visiting nurse association. We're 123 years old. We've dealt through lots of crises and changes in the world, sickness, health, industrial revolution. Those are common to our history. But the things that are most important today is to know that people want to stay in their own home. People are afraid to go to hospitals and institutions, and they in fact can be more successful recovering in their own space. The VNA is doing very well. We have transcended all of the challenges of last year. We are excited to be moving forward to 2022, and we really believe that our staff shone very brightly through a very difficult year. We've learned some tricks, we've adapted, we've changed, and we're very humble and proud to work with a group of people who continue to work through all kinds of situations. Our patients are strong. We have 1,200 on a daily basis, and we look forward to taking care of them through the future. So the things that we really do well are following a person through their life with different episodes of care. One year they may have a certain need related to a broken limb. Another year they may have a different need associated with cancer. Another year they may have a need that is more appropriate for hospice. We have many services that really target the person staying in their own home with the care and support of their family.
As Faith mentioned, no matter what your stage of life, VNA is here to help you along, providing care every step of the way. It's what makes us the best partner and advocate for your health. Now, I'd like to introduce you to Grace, who is able to remain independently in her home thanks to her VNA care team.
I'm Grace Kelly, and I'm 86, about to turn 87. I received 2 sets of services from VNA. One set was for occupational therapy, the other was for physical therapy, and then the second set was for nursing.
So I've been with Grace 2 separate episodes. Probably the first one more focused on therapy, and in this one more medically.
I liked Michael. He's a good nurse. He's very professional. He was very thorough when he came, yet we had a couple of little chats.
Often, in a lot of cases, some of my patients probably feel like not too many people do listen. I don't know that that's the case here with Grace, because she's definitely a strong advocate for herself. But in a lot of cases, they sometimes feel like there aren't a lot of people fully listening. They only want to listen to what they want to hear. So as a nurse, I'm there open-minded, open-eared. Really, it's their territory.
He would always do vitals. He would always make sure that my lungs were clear because I had bronchitis. And he would always ask how I was feeling. And from there on, I felt he was very professional, and I felt like I was in very good hands. I felt secure.
Of course, just one part of the total element of care, which would include rehabilitation, social services, volunteers that are there to help, all kinds of services that make it this whole rehabilitation package.
They are a wonderful organization. The people are very efficient. The people they send are very, they're good at their job. And so that alone means that they are more or less a priceless group that should be well cared for and well funded. And therefore, I think that we should keep them for a long, long time.
Grace, thank you so much for sharing your story. Our VNA caregivers, the nurses, home health aides, and therapists, as well as our administrative support staff, they're just unbelievable. And I think we can all agree that we need to continue to support our frontline people, including providing them with the best personal protective equipment possible. As you can imagine, our field staff goes through thousands of pieces of PPE every week to protect themselves and their patients from COVID-19. And PPE costs are only going up. Now, if you can help us, this is a great place to start. What we're looking for is a $500 donation to help us defray these costs. Each of you can make a difference, and we are truly grateful for whatever you can contribute. One thing that really stands out here at VNA is our staff, and nowhere is this more evident than in our hospice program. Our hospice team treats patients nearing end of life with sensitivity, understanding, and compassion, all things that are also conveyed to our patients' family members. Now, let's spend a few minutes with the incredible staff of our inpatient hospice unit who are helping patients and families in the most critical of times.
The IPU was established in August of 2019, although for us it was a dream long before that. We really were looking to provide a continuum care for hospice patients in our community and offer that higher level of care for general inpatient and respite level of care. The one really puzzle piece that was missing prior to the IPU was being able to provide that end-of-life supportive care in an environment different than the patient or family's homes when they were struggling to be able to manage somebody at home.
The most important role to me is just making the goal of end-of-life quality and making it as comfortable as possible. Once you handle the pain and the symptoms that are bothering them, then a lot of it is emotional support.
We usually have maybe six patients, it depends. We offer respite care for families to bring their loved one in who they are caring for at home, but maybe they need a little bit of a break, or the patient needs symptom management. We encourage families to make the room their own, bring in personal items that the family or the patient loves, play the music that they like, whether it be the Beatles or the Rolling Stones or whoever. We play that music for them to make them comfortable.
The IPU is a place where you come and give love and care to those patients that are in need. The families too, they come and they talk and they want to be listened to, and we give our heart to them. And I feel so good. You can imagine the peace and the love that I feel myself too, giving that love to them.
I've been working in hospice for 4 years, and here in the inpatient unit, I really am here to provide support to families in any way that they think they need. You know, I can be multiple things to multiple people. I would say my most important role is really to just be an unbiased supporter to the family.
My duties here are to work with the families, to offer spiritual services to the families, as well as comfort and talk.
We're just so blessed to have staff members who practice compassionate care. I mean, not just for the patients, but for their families. I'm always moved when I hear these stories, especially now since my dad is going through this exact process. Not sure if you know this, but we created a special gathering space at the hospice unit at St. Clair's Hospital in Dover. And it's designed to provide an atmosphere of peace and calm. And we do our very best to meet the needs and wishes of our patients and their families as they spend time there together. It's a pretty special place. And it's another area where you can help. For example, a $250 donation can help furnish this space and provide simple things like books, blankets, toys, and games for families to enjoy. As simple as this may sound, it makes a big difference and turns a difficult time into something a little easier. Any help you can provide is much appreciated. As you think about helping us with your donation, let me share some words with you from Ingrid, one of VNA's clients who benefits from our frontline heroes. Ingrid was a little uncomfortable coming on camera, but she's allowing us to share her thoughts. Almost 4 years ago, VNA came into my life. I'm so thankful for them as they make my life as normal as possible. After an unfortunate fall and spending a month in rehab, I came home to my apartment in a wheelchair. Things have not been easy, but the VNA team is supportive and helpful. Thanks to my therapist, Dan, who came to help me walk and learn how to pivot to my wheelchair, commode, and hospital bed, so I'm not confined to my bed. Thanks to Dr. Stansberry, who comes to check on me and make sure I am in good health, watches my medications, and makes sure everything is under control. Thanks to Nurse Donna, who comes to check on my vitals monthly and make sure I don't need anything. And above all, thanks to my aide, Lisa, that comes twice a week to give me a bath and make sure I am clean and takes care of anything else I need. The VNA is always helpful when I call. They are the greatest group of people, and I can't thank them enough for taking care of me. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. You are the best. Ingrid's words say it all. So let me share another donation level idea. I think we all can agree that caregivers can use an extra set of hands, right? So for $100, you can provide those extra hands for a few hours from a home health aid worker, just like Lisa was helping Ingrid. A lot of people will love the extra help, but they just can't afford it. Just try to imagine yourself in that situation. Wouldn't you love that type of gift? Think about it. Now, without further ado, I'd like to introduce Bill Gannon, VNA of Northern New Jersey's board chair. Bill will reveal this year's winners of the Anna B. Hillock Community Service Award and the Caroline J. Caldwell Corporate Founders Award. Drum roll, please.
Thank you, Kevin. Welcome, everyone. I'm delighted to be here not only as an enthusiastic supporter of VNA, but also as the chair of VNA's Board of Trustees. I'd like to thank each of you for tuning in to the 24th Annual Lighting the Way Gala. Even though we're not together in our traditional manner, I know we're all together in our efforts to raise crucial funds for homebound patients who rely on VNA for care in the comfort of their home. The ongoing COVID-19 pandemic continues to cause an increase in demand for home care services. As we work to meet the growing needs of our clients and their caregivers, your generosity is needed now more than ever. For 123 years, VNA has been able to brighten the day for patients and caregivers because of the passionate and faithful support of our friends. Community support has been integral to VNA's success and is the foundation for all of the agency's good work. Your donations will make a meaningful and lasting difference in the lives of countless people. Before we introduce the honorees for this year's Anna B. Hillock Community Service and Caroline J. Caldwell Corporate Awards, I'd like to acknowledge the extraordinary people who've been instrumental in helping put this virtual event together. Thank you to our corporate and community sponsors, Special Events Committee, businesses, and individuals without whom this evening would not have been possible. Thank you all. Now, I have the honor of presenting the Anna B. Hillock Community Service Award to Maria Mordelito. Maria has been a loyal member of VNA's Board of Trustees and Special Events Committee since 2019. She has selfishly dedicated herself to serving the community through her philanthropy and volunteerism. Prior to her current volunteer roles, Maria received her bachelor's degree in elementary education from Fairleigh Dickinson University and spent time as a first grade and Sunday school teacher. Later, after raising her children, she assisted her father in his business endeavors. Maria's devotion to helping others is deeply rooted in her faith. She is inspired to live her life by giving back and taking care of the needs of her friends, family, and strangers. Her greatest joy is spending time with her 2 daughters, sons-in-law, 3 children, and her husband, Ralph. Supported by her family, Maria gives time, knowledge, and money to help the important work of VNA and other nonprofits. She is instrumental in not only sharing her vision for the organization, but also in donating her talents and skills. Please join me in congratulating Maria as the 2021 Anna B. Hillock Community Service Award winner. Congratulations, Maria.
Thanks, Bill. I am beyond humbled to have been chosen as the Community Service Award honoree in memory of Anna B. Hillock. Anna was a fearless pioneer, recognizing those in need with limited resources. She was our region's first visiting nurse in 1898, traveling to see patients on a bicycle, as there were no medical facilities at that time. Anna's focus was simple. It had to be. She had no cell phone or iPad, no automobile to minister and care for those with need in their homes. She brought comfort and care to her patients. Today's VNA is no different. I first learned about the VNA several years ago when my parents were showing signs of declining. My dad had always talked about taking his last breath in the comfort of his own home. I never even imagined that to be a possibility. But thanks to modern technology, I discovered Dr. Milton Mintz on a website called Doc in a Car. At that time, Dr. Mintz was the medical director of the VNA and is now retired. He was such a blessing, and thanks to him and the amazing care of the entire VNA staff, my dad's fervent wish became a reality. Both of my parents did spend their last days peacefully while in the comfort of their own home. A blessing I never dreamed possible, but one for which I will always be grateful. After my parents' passing, I was then eager to give back to the VNA. I started volunteering time and labor with the Special Events Committee and helping with details for annual fundraisers. Once my parents' house sold, I learned that the VNA had a need to set up a lounge for the loved ones of hospice patients. I was so happy to donate home furnishings to the VNA's inpatient unit at St. Clair's Hospital in Dover. In recent years, the needs of our sick and elderly have been plagued with increased fear and suffering. Now more than ever, and with new challenges, we should be mindful of simple ways of providing selfless love and extra care, as Anna B. did more than 100 years ago.
Thanks, Maria. You can really see how committed she is to the VNA and to giving back. I now have the privilege of presenting the Caroline J. Caldwell Corporate Founders Award to Alan Kopelson, who has graciously shared how his organization is committed to nonprofits and who inspired him. Now let me tell you a little bit about Alan. Alan is a founding principal of NK Architects. His primary focus is to ensure that NK exceeds the expectations of its clients, consistently demonstrating his ability to develop long-term relationships and balance the interest of multi-party constituents. With a career focused on design in the areas of healthcare, education, and urban redevelopment, Alan is recognized as a leader and friend among his peers. He has served as a trustee and board member for numerous nonprofit organizations and is often a guest speaker at local and regional conferences. Alan received his Bachelor of Architecture degree from the University of Oklahoma and his master's degree in urban and regional planning from New York University. Alan spends his time sailing, playing tennis, biking, and circumnavigating the globe. He enjoys opera, music, movies, and theater. Please join me in congratulating Alan as the 2021 Caroline J. Caldwell Corporate Founders Award winner. Congratulations, Alan.
I am so honored to be here this evening and have this honor bestowed on me and my firm as well, which has been a supporter of the VNA for many, many years. In fact, we were the architects for their headquarters here in Morristown. My involvement, my personal involvement in nonprofits really started with my parents, my family. My parents were very cause-oriented, and while they didn't have a lot, they managed to always find the time and some financial resource to help others. And that was passed on to my brothers and myself. I think one of the other things that inspired me to even get more involved was midway through my younger brother's life, who unfortunately passed away just 2 years ago. He became a quadriplegic through an accident, and that got me involved in learning about a community that I never really had ever dealt with, and that is people who are disabled. And actually my NK Architects is now one of the leaders in designing for the disabled community. And it taught me humility and taught me something that I had never experienced before. You don't learn it in college, you don't learn it anywhere until you're faced with it on a personal basis. And when you are faced with it, and you can do one of two things, you can just turn your back on it, or you can dive in and get very involved, of which I did the latter. I'd particularly like to thank the VNA of Northern New Jersey for the honor that they've bestowed upon me. And it's just something that I've taken to heart. I've worked with the VNA for many, many years, and what they do is something that I couldn't do personally. So I'm really touched by the fact that they wanted me to be one of the honorees this year. And I'd like to especially thank Faith Scott for her commitment to the VNA and the entire staff of the VNA for what they've done and continue to do during this pandemic.
Congratulations, Maria and Alan, and thank you for all the work that you do. The support we get from people like Maria and Alan, as well as our individual, community, and corporate sponsors, keep VNA ready to fulfill its commitment to patients and their families wherever and whenever it's needed. If they've inspired you, consider making a small gift of $50 to help support the work of the VNA. That gift can provide telehealth monitoring to our patients, truly exemplifying how we strive to meet our patients however, wherever, and whenever. Let's bring Faith back for some parting thoughts. And remember, the auction is open until 10 p.m. and donations can be made at any time. And now, here's Faith.
So it's times like this that you kind of pause and say, what makes it different? What's different about what we do this year, next year, last year? We know the obvious answer is the pandemic. But it's not, to me, the pandemic that made the difference. It's that our nurses, our frontline workers, our other professionals, they were fearless. I don't know that I would be as fearless as they. They, on a regular, repeated basis, got up, saw patients every day, and went back again the next day and did it all over. Their resilience intrigues me. Their ability to perform for people who needed intervention, medical intervention, health intervention, is astonishing. I have to take my hat off to them. It is with great humility that I hope I can follow their example and be as resilient and get up and do the battle each day that you all did by touching patients. Thank you so much. I think that you are an awesome group and that you really, really are inspirational to all of us. Thank you so much for your efforts.